Namaskar. We are continuing with our discussion of feminist theory, genocide, and why genocide should be part of any feminist theory, what genocide is, and with specific reference to the unspoken Hindu genocide. Please subscribe to the channel, and also there is a button if you wish you could donate so that we can continue with our discussion, because this is very important. Feminists are usually not seen as talking about genocide and so forth, but we should. And I'm building up to that. So we have covered most of the basic feminist theories. This is just very basic. Now we are going to go into the second level. So while we have studied Marxist feminism, psychoanalytic feminism, radical feminism, socialist feminism, the theory of the cyborg, Firestone, in comes a bunch of feminist theorists like Barbara Smith, Patricia Hill Collins, and Bell Hooks, who talk about these feminist theories as white feminist theories. It's their experience, because the oppression for women of color within the United States is not just patriarchy, according to these feminists. It's also racial oppression, historical oppression of the races. And because the white has been the dominant force, that's why these feminists have brought in all their privileges. So when they're speaking from a privileged point of view without understanding the lived experience of what they call women of color. That is African American women and Hispanic women who have been subjugated not just because of patriarchy, but also because of their race. So what we see now is power has intersectionality. There are many facets of power. It's not just one thing. And Angela Davis gives a very interesting theory on rape in the United States, how it is seen. She says that traditionally the prototype rapist is seen as the black male, and the victim is always a white woman. But when black women were raped, especially during the slavery times, that's never spoken about. Why? Because rape always was constructed along the lines of property. That is, when a woman is raped, it was considered an injury to the property of the father or the husband. We talked about Gail Rubin and kinship structure. That's exactly what it is. She carries the phallus, but she doesn't own it. And this is the central point that she's trying to make. That is Angela Davis. That it's again the rally around the white woman's rape is again sexually very interesting thing, because only some women's sexual assault gets notified. Why? Because they're precious property of the nation now. So rape is not about a woman's dignity or body, it's about the nation's dignity. So that's one thing. And the second thing Angela Davis says is very interesting. She says the lynching of the black male for the rape of the white woman increased after slavery was abolished. And she says there is a reason for it. During the times of slavery, white men and black men did not compete with each other because it was not a capitalist system. It was a system based on slavery, owning of slave labor. The labor of the black male was not free. But now when they're competing with each other in the market, now the black male competes, and now he's seen, he's visible, and that's why the lynching happens. So when an African American feminist in the context of the history of United States, its history of slavery and oppression, is talking about all of this, then it's one has to take into account the historical context of oppression, slavery, and so forth. So now we have to carve out a new theory where we are protesting not against just patriarchy in the way we build it up so far, but also racial and colonial oppression. This will lead me to my next lecture, which will be in the next video, where I will talk about some of the oppressions with post-colonial feminists, which is actually from where will lead to the question of genocide, Hindu genocide, and so forth. That is all for today. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that we can continue to make more videos along these lines, because we are trying to build a narrative that's at the one point, it's also feminist, it's also what is traditionally called left, but also talk about the unspoken genocides, Hindu genocides. And I'll also talk about the Yazidi genocide and feminist theory. These are all unspoken genocides. So for today, that's all. Namaskar.